land and sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of work and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for their rights. We've won freedom's fight, all one, strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. Let us all our people join as one, brothers under the sun, all one, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace needs Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, oh one, strong and free. Praise be to God. Praise be, praise be. Bless our great Zambia, Zambia, Zambia. Free men we stand under the flag of our land. Zambia, praise to thee, oh one, strong and free.
That feels good. Our national anthem is unique because it's also a prayer. We pray for our country and declare a lot of good things about our country. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the media, good morning. Good morning. I'm truly delighted to welcome you to Infratel Digital House for this very important media engagement. Following our 2025 annual general meeting, which we held on 27th of March, 2026. Okay, yes, please do. Yes, do bring and. One more. So which camera am I looking at? There are too many cameras.
No, any camera. Just look in
front. Okay, just look in
right,
front.
yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So I was truly welcoming you to this media engagement where we are so delighted to have you. And I was saying, following our 2025 annual general meeting, which we held on 27th of March 2026, Infratel is so pleased to engage with the media and the public to share our progress, the impact of our investments, and the outlook for the future. This engagement reflects our commitment and transparency, our commitment to transparency, accountability, and demonstrates how digital infrastructure is contributing to Zambia's economic transformation. Our progress, I must state from the onset, is taking place within an improved macroeconomic environment, which is characterized by significant improvement in inflation levels, a strengthening kwacha, that's improving our purchasing power for capital investments, easing interest rates, that are also supporting more sustainable financing for infrastructure. These developments are creating a more enabling environment for long-term investments in sectors like ours, where we have this digital infrastructure that we are driving. For Infratel, this has translated into greater capacity to invest efficiently in network resilience, data infrastructure, and service expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, a major priority for Infratel is ensuring network reliability across all our tower sites, particularly in light of the recent power challenges that we had due to the extensive drought that we had experienced over the past 2 years. We have therefore initiated a power resilience program valued at over 150 million kwacha, which we are doing in a phased manner. This program is currently being implemented across our tower infrastructure in phases. We are right now in phase 2. It includes the rollout of lithium-ion batteries, upgrading of power infrastructure through various elements, and deployment of solar solutions. This is being undertaken to ensure that every tower site remains operational even during prolonged power outages. What is the expected impact of these actions we are taking? We expect an improvement in network uptime for our customers, especially the mobile network operators, enhanced quality of service for all other customers, and greater reliability of communication services nationwide. And to meet increasing demand for local hosting and cloud services, this year, 2026, we have committed over 40 million in our first phase of data center expansion works. This investment is focused on increasing what we call rack capacity, which enables customers to come and install their hardware, enhancing our storage and computing capability, and strengthening redundancy and resilience, where we are now installing solar solutions at our data centers. This will enable us and other businesses and institutions to host locally and supports data sovereignty compliance to the Data Localization Act and positions Zambia for artificial intelligence, cloud, and next-generation digital services. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, Infratel has evolved from a traditional infrastructure provider into a fully integrated digital infrastructure and solutions company, where we offer telecom tower infrastructure, Tier 3 data center services. This speaks to the availability of our services that we are offering from our data centers, cloud platforms, including the Microsoft Azure Stack, world-renowned cloud platform, cybersecurity services that we are offering through our Security Operations Center, enterprise and government digital solutions that we have built, and most institutions are now being transformed digitally through these solutions. This diversification has strengthened both market relevance and revenue growth for Infratel. From our recently concluded annual general meeting, Infratel has continued to show strong financial progress. Over the year, from 2024 to 2025, our revenue growth was 22%, translating into revenue of 519 million kwacha. Our CFO will be able to share greater detail in that. And also, we moved from a profit in 2024 of 110 million to a profit of 116.5 million in 2025. This represents 2 consecutive years of profitability, reflecting strong commercial performance, improved operational efficiency, effective cost management, and successful diversification of services. All this under the Industrial Development Corporation guidance and a board that's aligned with the agenda that's being driven by our shareholder. This demonstrates that Infratel is now operating as a financially sustainable infrastructure provider while continuing to invest for growth. Our investments are delivering measurable benefits, benefits which are going to expanding connectivity in rural and underserved areas. You will find that when you go to the rural areas, we are the only ones that are taking services there for the underserved and the underprivileged, being able to deliver inclusivity for people that have been marginalized. We are also offering improved network through the power resilience initiatives that I had alluded to, increased adoption of locally hosted digital services, enhance cybersecurity capabilities for institutions across all sectors. We are therefore supporting key sectors, including financial services, government digital systems, education and health, enterprise and small, medium enterprises in their growth as they scale up. Infratel's role is to provide this infrastructure as the backbone that enables these sectors to operate and grow in a digital economy. Our progress over the years, especially in the last few years, aligns very well with the broader national drive by government focusing on digital transformation. We've heard the head of state talking and emphasizing the importance of digital transformation. So we are in alignment and infrastructure development and also economic resilience and diversification. Infratel's role is to translate this direction into real infrastructure and services that deliver value on the ground. Our approach, as already mentioned, is anchored on targeted investment, focusing our resources where they deliver the highest national and commercial impact, operational discipline, ensuring efficiency while maintaining high service standards, sustainable growth. As you have seen, growth year on, we keep growing, and balancing infrastructure expansion with financial performance. When we look ahead, Infratel will focus on completing the power resilience rollout across all tower sites, scaling data centers. You will have an opportunity to see some of the works that we are doing at one of the data center sites, expanding into artificial intelligence-ready infrastructure, strengthening innovation partnerships, including academia. You'll be happy to note that last year we launched an innovation hub working together with the University of Zambia. This is located at the University of Zambia, where we want to combine industry and academia to bring about relevant innovation for Zambia's context, and deepening our role as Zambia's trusted digital infrastructure provider. Esteemed colleagues, Infratel's journey shows that with the right environment, disciplined execution, and targeted investment, digital infrastructure can drive both national development and sustainable business performance. And we anchor this through the message that our Ministry of Technology and Science keeps emphasizing: delivering on time and using the AAA, accessible, and what are the other two A's? Accessible, availability, and affordability. And this is what you find in Infratel, because the whole essence of our existence is to ensure that institutions do not duplicate and start investing in the capital-heavy network assets that we drive and are core to our mandate. We therefore remain committed to building infrastructure that supports growth, inclusion, and long-term value for Zambia. We welcome you to tour one of our key data center infrastructure sites this morning. We believe, as the media, for you seeing this environment firsthand will build confidence in what we have locally available and the expertise that is there to operate this infrastructure, and to see it in the national context, our capabilities, and Zambia's ability to host and manage world-class digital infrastructure within our borders. Thank you so much and welcome to Digital House. This is your institution and we are happy to have you here. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you, CEO. So we just heard from CEO updating us on the progress made with regards to supporting the delivery of value to both private and public enterprise. And as is indicated, we are driving this value by bringing solutions that are accessible, available, and affordable. To get into details on what the CEO was updating us, I'll invite our executive leadership team to give us updates, starting with our Chief Cecilia Kongwa, who will give us financial highlights.
Morning. I'm just going to share a presentation. I'm going to share a presentation with good news. You will note that CEO gave you a background on how we have operated and issues that we have done from inception to where we are today. One key thing that you will note is that we started operating in 2019, September. And from 2019 to 2023, we were projecting losses. We knew we were going to make losses in those years. The projection that we had done was that in 2025 we'd make a profit. But because of the number of issues as highlighted in CEO's presentation, we actually posted a profit 1 year before what we had thought. So it's actually very good news to see that we posted a profit in 2024. In a year we thought we'd be making a loss. But I think things have worked out well for us, and numbers do not lie. You will note that the revenue that we posted earlier on in the early 20s was as low as 260 million. But from 2024, the revenue that we have posted is 425 million. So you can imagine the growth year on year that we've had. Then in 2025, we had revenue posted of 519 million. Key to note is that our EBITDA was positive. We've come from as early as 2020, where our EBITDA was as low as EBITDA margin was 10% in the year 2020. But you will note that from 2024 we've moved up, and we are now posting very high EBITDAs. In fact, in 2024, we had 61% margin, which translated to that 263.2 million that you're seeing. And in 2025, our margin was 48%, which translated to 253.5 million. And what that entails is that the business can actually pay for all its costs comfortably. And then key to note, as earlier stated, from 2020 to 2023, we posted losses. But from 2024, we are now posting a profit, and our profit before tax for 2024 is the 110.4 million that you're seeing. And for 2025, we actually went up to 116.5 million. Key also to note is the amount of investments that have contributed to ensure that we continue to post our performance. So the assets that we are using, currently our balance sheet is sitting at a property and plant equipment of 2.78 billion. These are very positive numbers. We are projecting to continue making profits in the foreseeable future. So even 2026, we are projecting a profit, and we will ensure to sustain profitability of the company. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good morning, members of the media. Just to give a highlight in terms of how we've performed commercially, you see on the screen, in terms of the trended revenue performance, we are moving from a revenue of 384.8 million in 2023, that which grew to 425.8 million in 2024, and as earlier shared, our revenue in 2025 grew to more than half a billion kwacha at 519 million, which represents a 22% growth compared to 2024 and a 35% growth compared to 2023. I think the key message here is that Infratel is on a growth trajectory, not only from the perspective of revenue, but also from the perspective of profitability. To arrive at that revenue, we've embarked on a number of initiatives over the years, and this is just a pictorial view of some of the major campaigns that we've done in the market to drive our marketing penetration, which started with campaigns like the Room to Shine in 2020, 2021, Cloud9 in 2022 to 2023, the Move campaign in 2024, as well as the current brand campaign that we are running, which is the Reinvent Business. This, coupled with many other initiatives, have helped us to grow our customer base, which, as a result of that, has also helped us to realize the revenue that I talked about. But Infratel is a good corporate citizen. We realize that we have the widest coverage in terms of the tower network. So in that regard, we're serving customers across the country. This means that revenue that you are seeing, over $500 million, is coming from the Zambians. And as a good corporate citizen, we have to make sure that we are present to the needs of our members of the public. So this slide just shows some of the corporate social responsibility campaigns that we've run since 2021, which included the Maposa Basic School, where we upgraded the infrastructure at that school, which benefits more than 400 pupils in that area. We moved on to Lupia Basic School in Serenje, where we helped to provide clean water by digging a borehole and ensuring that the community benefits in terms of clean water. Last year, we were in Serenje at Kapeta Primary School, where we improved teacher housing units as well as the school infrastructure to benefit more than 400 pupils and the community around, more than 500 members of that community. Last year, our focus moved towards the environment, where we started a campaign in Chongwe at Chalimbana University to drive planting of trees. In that kickoff launch, we did more than 100 trees that were planted at that school. But working together with the Speaker of the National Assembly, we've gone ahead to plant 2,000 trees across the country. And then in 2025, we were in Kapirimposhi, where we also drilled some boreholes to help with sanitation in that area. Aside these initiatives that are focused on the communities where we have presence, we are paying attention to the gender divide that is prevalent in our sector. As you know, that the ICT sector is heavily male-dominated. So as Infratel, we are playing a part to ensure that we nudge interest in the girl child through a campaign that we started in 2024, which has been dubbed Girls in Tech. This is a boot camp that we've been running for 2 years in a row, and we will continue to do so. So the whole idea here is that we nudge interest of the young females so that as they look to planning their careers, they can have ICT as an area of focus. And our hope is that in the coming years, we'll see that the gender divide begins to shift so that we have equity and balance in terms of contribution of our female folk. Moving on, just talking about some of the key investments and achievements that we've realized in one arm of our business, which is the data center / digital solutions unit. I will just speak to some of the key achievements and highlights. As you might be aware, that Infratel is certified by global institutions that include the Uptime Institute as a Tier 3 data center, the British Standards Institute on the ISO 27001, as well as the PCI Council on the PCI DSS certification. To attain that certification, this means that our facilities are of global standards. The same sort of service that you get in the global north is the same service that you get within the Infratel infrastructure, and you have an opportunity to see that. To maintain that certification, we've maintained 99.982 service availability in all our facilities. We've also maintained high cybersecurity posture. As you might be aware that Zambia's posture as a whole in terms of cybersecurity, the cybersecurity index has moved from 68.8 in 2020 to 92.6%. And Infratel's contribution cannot be understated because this is an industry-wide index. Aside this, the infrastructure and the solutions that we have are also building and supporting government digital transformation agenda. Just to mention some of a few of the ways that we are doing this, we support the Farmer Input Support Program by hosting the system within our facility. I'm sure all of us can agree that Zambia is quite ahead in terms of accessing government services through the government service bus. We host that infrastructure in our environment, so when you see all of that ability to pay for your road tax and so on, that infrastructure is backed by Infratel because we host it within our facilities. There are many other government systems as well as quasi-government institutions that we are supporting through the digital transformation agenda. I just mentioned the two for appreciation. Aside that, like I indicated, to support the revenue of over $500 million that we're talking about, we've seen an upsurge in terms of uptake from our clients who are mainly businesses, moving from around 100 clients when we started to over 600 clients in 2026. So this just goes to show in terms of the confidence that the market has in Infratel and the fact that we have cemented our footprint as the nerve center of digital transformation in Zambia. I'm also glad to inform you that Infratel was the first one in the Zambian market to deploy a data sovereign platform in the form of the Azure Stack Hub, which we launched in 2022, and we've seen immense uptake from industry, which also just goes to show the level of confidence that the market has in Infratel. I'm glad to inform you, members of the media, that Infratel has been the first one to launch Commercial Security Operations Center. This Commercial Security Operations Center is very key. Earlier I talked about our cybersecurity index as a country. Infrastructure like this is very key as we go towards a digital economy because as we're moving from brick and mortar towards digital, it means also the bad elements. Whereas previously you needed to worry about physical security, now you need to add another layer of concern around cybersecurity. This is why Infratel is now playing a critical role by launching this Security Operations Center. I'm also glad to inform you that Zambia for a long time had an IXP or Internet Exchange point, only one, which was quite odd. But just to note that in the last 5 years, in 2023, Infratel launched the second Internet Exchange point. This is very key because it means then that within our borders we are able to facilitate faster transference or exchange of internet traffic within the Zambian borders instead of relying on IXPs outside the borders. That means that we are reducing latency with the traffic within our subsector, within our industry. Aside that, as you can see that we've garnered and played very well in the space of infrastructure. And now to top up on that infrastructure, we've gone ahead to develop a number of digital solutions. Maybe for your appreciation, the infrastructure part of it is the bedrock of everything digital. So even as you interact with the different apps on your phone, those systems must sit somewhere, which is where the infrastructure aspect of it plays a part. But we've now gone ahead to now deploy different solutions, and I'll speak to them in the next slide. So far, we have 9 off-the-rack commercial solutions that are supporting businesses, and we've seen very good uptake. I'm sure we're all aware that the fintech industry in Zambia has grown at a very fast rate. We, as Infratel, have been facilitating that. So traditionally, if you have to roll out a fintech, it means you have to also invest and invest in infrastructure, ICT infrastructure, and build facilities to ensure that infrastructure is hosted in good environment. So we've cut that leg, which means that the speed to market for the fintechs has been faster. So we are hosting quite a number of emerging and established fintechs as Infratel through our infrastructure, contributing to financial inclusion for the entire country. So in a nutshell, Infratel has not only focused on big enterprises, we also have a special focus for the SMEs. As you are aware that SMEs provide quite a large base in terms of contributing to not only the GDP, but also our employment index in Zambia. So to that end, we don't want to leave the SMEs behind. We went ahead and launched SME-focused solutions that help SMEs to have online presence, but also to deploy some of these online solutions with affordable infrastructure. So Infratel has been at the front end of ensuring that the SMEs are not left behind. So just a pictorial view of some of our products. I think we'll not list all of them, but just to speak to them in terms of groups. In the space of digital infrastructure, we're able to offer compute, storage, disaster recovery, as well as backup. In the digital solutions space, we are able to do bespoke digital solutions. This means that if you have a need that is unique to your business, as Infratel will come in and assist you to develop that solution or to automate a process that is currently manual. Aside that, we've got the off-the-shelf commercial solutions that our businesses and enterprises are able to take and deploy very quickly. I did talk about the cyber security solutions through our SOC, and then we also have a private cloud appliance implementation, which is 100% hosted in Zambia. So this means that our businesses are able to comply to data sovereignty regulation. We also offer managed services, IT services, which include smart hands, advisory services, cybersecurity training, and the entire cohort of services under that leg. I'm also glad to inform you that Infratel is the first in the market to play in the space of artificial intelligence, data analytics, as well as machine learning. So we've been flag bearers in this perspective. I'm sure when we hear of AI, very often we think of it as a global north phenomena. But as Infratel, we've gone ahead of the curve to ensure that the market is not left behind. So when you're talking to these, Infratel is your partner of choice. A pictorial view of our cloud evolution as Infratel from 2021 to date. We started off with an OpenStack solution that we ran for several years. And then in 2022, we rolled out the Azure Stack Hub. And then this year, we rolled out the Cloud9 platform. This new platform is a game changer for our ICT sector, mainly because it is moving us as Infratel from traditional cloud deployment to cutting-edge cloud platform. Some of the benefits that you can get from this Cloud9 platform is self-orchestration, self-service, storage and compute at scale. So this means that we do have the capacity regardless of the needs of the market. And we also are able to deliver high availability through Kubernetes. It means that then this solution is able to automate deployment as well as scaling up or down as per the needs of the client. We are also able to do load balancers, DNS. This solution is unique in the sense that our clients can take it up either from the perspective of prepaid or postpaid in terms of the payment module. That adds a variability to it, which means that customers can plan better. Off this platform, you're also able to do networking as well as deploy virtual firewalls. Okay, I will not explain these solutions in detail, but the 9 solutions that I talked about, which are the software off-the-shelf products, they include staff performance management, contract management system, an online recruitment system, payment gateway integration, which the engine behind some of the payments that you're actually making. For instance, if you're paying for exam fees for your child, with the Examination Council of Zambia or any of the services that the council provides. We are the engine behind that in terms of our payment gateway. SME websites, as I earlier spoke to, we've curved out SME-focused products, a conference and events management mobile and web application, visitor registration system, a document management system, service provisioning system, as well as an ERP that is focused for at SMEs. So SMEs do not have an excuse now. There's a platform that's available for them to help them automate some of the key enterprise resource systems that they would need to deploy. This is just a pictorial view of our Security Operations Center, just for your appreciation. And with that, maybe just to conclude, in a nutshell, Infratel supports business digital transformation through the infrastructure, through the digital solutions, through the cybersecurity, and now we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, analytics, as well as the aspect of data sovereignty. As we know that data is the new gold, or the gold mine now. So this is the new gold rush. So where the data lies is where the value lies. So to that end, we do have the capacity as Infratel to support all businesses in terms of their needs to comply to the data sovereignty requirements. So with that, I think I would conclude to say that we not only are hastening the digital transformation agenda of the country from the perspective of public or private sector, we are also ensuring that as we're doing this, we're doing it in a secure manner, hence hedging this environment with the SOC solutions, as well as ensuring compliance with the law by ensuring that our customers, the market, has a partner who's able to deploy solutions in country in compliance with the data protection regulation. With that, CEO, I'll hand over to CTO.
Thank you, CEO. Good morning, members of the press. I'll be giving an overview of the Infratel tower infrastructure. And as you can see from the slide, Infratel operates 1,256 telecommunications towers countrywide, with at least 90 towers in each province, representing a 33.5% market share of the country's tower infrastructure. So as we heard from the beginning, when we're looking at the tower infrastructure for Infratel, they're basically going countrywide, reaching the unserved and underserved areas of this country. And when we're looking at the tower infrastructure for Infratel, it plays a pivotal role in enabling reliable nationwide connectivity and coverage. Infratel's tower infrastructure forms a cornerstone of the country's terrestrial wireless network, enabling seamless communications for businesses and communities alike. The terrestrial wireless ecosystem supported by this infrastructure includes mobile network operator cellular networks, which is what most people normally associate our tower sites with. But apart from that, we also provide radio and television broadcasting services, as well as a wide range of broadband wireless networks that underpin economic activity and digital inclusion. Members of the press, when we are looking at the infrastructure, the tower infrastructure that Infratel deploys, what you immediately notice is that it's got a growing proportion of the network which is anchored on green and renewable energy solutions, including solar-powered and hybrid tower sites designed to reduce reliance on diesel generators and lower carbon emissions. These initiatives support Infratel's commitment to building a more sustainable and climate-resilient communications infrastructure aligned with national and global ESG objectives. When you look at our numbers in terms of the number of sites that we have on the infrastructure, what you see is 54.1% of the infrastructure is purely solar-powered, again aligning to the green initiatives. But not just 54.1% being solar-powered, we also have the hybrid implementations coming up with another about 16.9% of the infrastructure, meaning that almost 71% of our infrastructure actually has an implementation of solar on those sites. With that, CEO, I complete the presentation for the tower infrastructure.
Thank you so much. So what we've tried to do is to give you an appreciation of how we operate. And I must emphasize, it's just high level. We didn't want to go into too greater details, but it's really for you as our partners to be able to disseminate some of this information so that you can be able to communicate to the public in terms of measures that government has put in place, because this is a 100% fully owned institution by government, and government's participation in enabling citizens be able to communicate digitally and provide services that are relevant and able to reach corners where you wouldn't reach unless you had to travel physically, which you wouldn't do. So government has gone ahead of the sectors, various sectors, and enabled various institutions to be able to deliver their services in an affordable and efficient manner, even as we speak about digital transformation for our country and building a digital economy. And one of the things that you will note as government is driving towards a 24-hour digital economy is that all these assets that we have spoken about, the network elements starting from the data center to the communication part on the towers, are there to enable for a 24-hour service economy that can now operate efficiently and be able to deliver your services without sleeping, because that's what our services do. You heard of the availability that we are guaranteeing from our data centers, 100% availability. And now we are investing heavily on the tower sites to ensure we have 100% availability on the tower sites, meaning the issues of the past years where the network would drop off on you as you communicate will very soon be over as we finish these projects that we are undertaking. I'll hand over to Shinka, who is the Master of Ceremonies, on what happens next.
Thank you, CEO. At this point, we're going to invite questions from our colleagues. As we ask the questions, I'll ask that you share with us your name and the media house where you're coming from, and let's stick to one question at a time. Within the program. Do we have any questions?
For the tower distribution, is there a map that is available? And then also can we get into specifics about which companies are on those towers, like a percentage-wise, partner, share, something, like numbers? Are we able to get that? Is that public information?
Yes, so the distribution of the towers is there. Like mentioned, on average, we don't have less than 90 in each province. Yes, so we do have that distribution. It's something that can be given to you if you wanted to have a look at it closely. And in terms of customers, I know obviously you are asking, especially for the mobile network operators, yes. We have all the 4 mobile network operators. Currently, the country has got Zamtel, Airtel, MTN, and Z Mobile. So all the 4 are our customers on our towers. Yeah, I hope that's sufficient.
Colleagues, do you have any more questions?
My name is Elias from Movie TV. In terms of the towers,
Yes.
do they work in isolation or they are interlinked?
Okay, so the way we provide what you would call rental services. So it's almost like you build houses and then people come to rent and then they do business from your house. So what we provide is infrastructure in regards to the steel structure and the power. And then our customers provide the service that goes to the end users. So you have the Zamtels, they'll come to a tower and provide the mobile service, or Airtel, MTN, Z Mobile. Okay, so they are the ones that now interlink the towers. So for our side of things, we provide the infrastructure, then the customers interlink the towers in terms of how they will communicate to their end user customers.